The crimson sky of Kepler 442b stretched endlessly above the makeshift research station, its alien atmosphere thick with the metallic tang of unfamiliar gases. Commander Elena Vasquez crouched behind a crystalline formation, watching the towering figures of the Zephyrian Empire march across the barren landscape. Their obsidian armor gleamed under the binary suns, and their weapons hummed with lethal energy. For 3 years, humanity had been on the run. The Empire's conquest of Earth had been swift and merciless, scattering the survivors across the galaxy like seeds in a cosmic wind. But Elena and her team weren't just refugees, they were humanity's last hope, carrying knowledge that could shift the balance of power in the universe. The quantum resonance device sat in the center of their hidden laboratory, its surface pulsing with an ethereal blue light. Professor Marcus Kane, the elderly physicist who had designed it, wiped sweat from his brow as he made final adjustments to the complex machinery. His weathered hands trembled not from age, but from the weight of what they were about to unleash. "The calculations are complete," Kane whispered, his voice barely audible over the distant rumble of Zephyrian war machines. "The quantum field will propagate across subspace, reaching every inhabited system within 72 hours. Elena nodded grimly. The device would broadcast humanity's final discovery, a frequency that could destabilize the Empire's consciousness-linking technology. The Zephyrians had conquered hundreds of worlds by connecting their minds into a collective network, sharing knowledge and tactics instantaneously. But Kane had found their weakness, a specific quantum signature that would sever those neural links permanently. "Commander," Lieutenant Torres called from the perimeter, his voice tight with urgency. "They've found us. Zephyrian scouts. Moving in from the eastern ridge." Elena's jaw clenched. They needed more time, but time was a luxury they no longer possessed. The Empire's forces were closing in, their biomechanical hunters sniffing out human traces with predatory efficiency. She could hear the distant whine of their hover transports cutting through the alien air. "How long until activation?" she asked Kane. 60 seconds, the professor replied, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "But if they breach the laboratory before then?" "They won't," Elena interrupted, drawing her plasma rifle. The weapon felt reassuringly solid in her hands, though she knew it would barely scratch the Empire's advanced armor. "Torres, establish a defensive perimeter. We hold them off until the device activates." The first Zephyrian warrior crested the ridge, its six-limbed form moving with inhuman grace across the rocky terrain. Its helmet turned toward their position, sensors glowing like malevolent eyes. Elena fired, her plasma bolt striking the creature's chest and sending it tumbling backward into the dust. More warriors appeared, their collective consciousness coordinating their assault with mechanical precision. They moved as one organism, anticipating each other's actions, covering weaknesses before they could be exploited. This was why the Empire had never lost a battle until now. 30 seconds, Kane announced, sweat beading on his forehead as explosions rocked the hillside around them. Elena's team fought desperately, their human intuition and unpredictability the only advantages they possessed. But the Zephyrians were advancing, their superior numbers and technology slowly overwhelming the defenders. A plasma bolt seared past Elena's head, melting the crystalline formation beside her. 10 seconds, Kane called out. A massive Zephyrian commander breached their inner perimeter, its weapon charging with deadly intent. Elena dove aside as the energy blast vaporized the ground where she had been standing. The creature's hollow voice echoed across the battlefield, speaking in perfect English through its translation matrix. "You cannot escape the inevitable, humans. Your species will serve the Empire, or it will perish." "We choose neither," Elena replied, raising her weapon one final time. The quantum resonance device pulsed once, then erupted in a brilliant cascade of light that stretched across the stars. In that moment, across 1,000 worlds, the Empire's greatest strength became its ultimate weakness. The collective consciousness shattered, leaving billions of Zephyrian warriors isolated, confused, and vulnerable. Humanity's last warning had been delivered. The Empire would never recover from what they had never expected, their own technology turned against them by the ingenuity of a species they had underestimated. The tide of war had finally turned,